Look at this tool. It's just a normal screwdriver. It can't hurt anyone, right? Well, on Earth, if I drop it on my pool, it just hurts a little. But if a cosmonaut loses this exact tool in space, it turns into a deadly missile that can tear the International Space Station into pieces. Welcome back to Professor Pooh Academy. Today, we're exploring a terrifying hidden trap floating right above our heads. It's called space junk, and the physics behind it will blow your mind. To understand why a tiny object is so dangerous in orbit, we need to talk about the absolute king of space physics, speed. How fast does a bullet travel? About 1,700 miles per hour. Fast, right? But how fast do things move in Earth's orbit? They travel at a mind-boggling 17,500 miles per hour. That is 10 times faster than a bullet. At this insane speed, kinetic energy completely changes the rules of reality. A tiny drop of paint, just 1 millimeter wide, flying at this speed hits a spacecraft with the power of a bowling ball dropped from a skyscraper. A small ball or a lost screwdriver packs the same kinetic punch as a massive truck crashing into a wall at full speed. If that screwdriver hits the module where astronauts sleep, it creates an instant hole. Air escapes into vacuum within seconds, and the pressure drops to zero. Total disaster. You might think, Professor Pooh, but did anyone actually lose tools in space? Yes. In 2008, an astronaut named Heidemarie Stefanishen Piper was fixing a part of the space station. Suddenly, her grease gun exploded inside her tool bag. While she was cleaning it, the entire bag worth $100,000 and the size of a backpack just slipped away into the dark void. That bag orbited the Earth for months as a deadly satellite before burning up in the atmosphere. Right now, there are over 30,000 pieces of space junk larger than a tennis ball flying up there. And millions of tiny fragments like screws and flakes of metal. Scientists are terrified of something called the Kessler Syndrome. This is a nightmare scenario where one collision creates thousands of new fragments. Those fragments smash into other satellites, creating even more junk. But wait, how do astronauts protect themselves from this flying trash right now? Can they see a tiny screwdriver coming? The truth is, scientists on Earth are watching space day and night using giant military radars. They actively track every single object larger than 4 inches. If a piece of space junk gets too close to the space station, the control center sends an emergency warning. The entire massive station has to fire its rockets and move away. This dangerous move is called a debris avoidance maneuver, and guess what? The space station has done this over 30 times already. Sometimes, the warning comes too late, and astronauts have to run into their rescue ships and hide. But what about the tiny trash that radars cannot see, like a small screw or a piece of glass? To survive these hits, the space station wears a special armor called the Whipple shield. It is a brilliant piece of engineering. Instead of one thick wall, it has 2 metal walls with a gap between them. When a flying screw hits the first thin wall, the extreme speed causes it to instantly explode into tiny dust. This harmless dust then safely hits the second wall. But even this armor has limits. In 2016, a tiny piece of space junk, likely a flake of paint, smashed into the thick glass window of the space station. It left a scary deep crack. If it was just a little bit bigger, it would have shattered the window. And the danger is growing every single day. Companies are launching thousands of new satellites into orbit, like Starlink. While this gives us great internet, it also fills the sky with more traffic. One wrong turn, and 2 satellites crash. This actually happened in 2009. A dead Russian satellite crashed into a working American communication satellite. The impact was so violent that it instantly created over 2,000 massive pieces of new space junk. So, how do we clean up this cosmic mess? Scientists are inventing wild ideas. Some companies want to launch giant space harpoons and nets to catch dead satellites and drag them down to burn in the atmosphere. Others want to use powerful lasers from Earth to heat up the space junk and push it out of orbit. It sounds like science fiction, but it is our only hope to save the future of space travel. Sure, every single screw matters up there. Space is beautiful, but it never forgives mistakes. If you want to unlock more mind-blowing secrets of the universe with Professor Paul, smash that subscribe button and leave a comment below. See you in orbit. Bye.